Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to check out this Pioneer RT701 in its original box. I got this for free. This came from somebody I did some work for, and this was just a little extra as part of the payment. I have not opened this, I have not seen inside, and I've also never used a reel-to-reel player. In fact, I've only seen one working one time in my entire millennial life. So in this video we're going to take a look inside and we're going to see if I can figure out how you even work this thing. Let's go unbox it. Alright, so first what do we have here? We've got a Maxell recording tape. Pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything on it. Oh yeah, we've got some things. Bonnie Raitt, Boz Scaggs, and we have the original user manual, and I suppose this must be what the other side of the tape goes onto when you're using this. And of course, inside is indeed the unit itself. And it's really heavy, so let's see if I can get it. Wow, folks, I'm gonna grab the camera and show you up close. So you might be able to tell, but this thing is huge. It is absolutely massive. Look at this. We need to not remove screws so you bottom notice. That's fun. I wonder if that's, yeah, that feels kind of removable. Like maybe you should have taken that off when you got it new. But it's cool to see it on here still. And then we've got right here the 3-motor, 3-head direct drive RT701. Like I said, I've never used one of these, and I don't really know anything about how you would work them or like what are good features to have on these things. I don't know, but it would appear that this is in excellent condition. Top here looks very nice, no big scratches. Side looks pretty good, not bad. And this side looks pretty good too. And if we come along to the back here, we've got our power cord and an input and an output right there. Very simple. And then this says overhang gauge. So I don't know what the overhang is, but I don't know, maybe I'll be smart and actually read this before I actually do anything. Maybe that'll give me better results. This is very cool. I never thought I would ever own one of these, but here we are. So I think I better get this inside and we can look a little closer. And you know, what would this be without Miss Sadie here checking things out? I put her there against her will. Alright folks, I seriously have no idea what I'm doing here. I truly might need to read this instruction manual. In fact, I will need to read this instruction manual because I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, this is cool. We've got a full schematic here on paper. I never get to work with something like this. This is really nice, actually. Wow. All that for a tape player. That's wild. But, you know, it makes me excited to hear this thing, you know? Alright, so I got some info on this from the original owner. I guess they got it out and they tried to use it again. I guess they cleaned the head, went inside and kind of cleaned some other stuff. And when they turned it on, they had it hooked up to the receiver and it sent the receiver into protection. They heard a horrible sound from the speakers and that was that. It scared the heck out of them and said, no, that's enough. Not messing with this anymore. So they gave it to me. So let's figure out if that is indeed what's happening and see if we can make it so that doesn't happen if it does happen. What I'll do first is I will hook up this RCA cable to the output. I will put this on the dim bulb just in case we have some weird short inside of this thing when we turn it on. And we can watch this, right? We love the dim bulb on this channel. So our dim bulb is plugged in, our power strip is turned on, We won't need this yet because, you know, we got to make sure we don't have crazy things coming out of here. But yeah, let's fire this thing up. Let's see what happens. There it is. Okay, nothing happened. Oh, that's why nothing happened. Okay, so we've got some activity out of our meters, and the bulb lit up and then dimmed down completely, which makes perfect sense. The capacitor's inside of here charged, and now we're just idling. I hear a motor running, which is good. I don't know, I'll hit the play button here. Whoa. Okay. That seems like a lot of current to be drawn for just playing a tape. All right, real quick, I just want to comment on how I was surprised at how much power this thing pulled with the dim bulb. I thought the bulb lit up kind of bright, but actually this is completely normal. And let's just kind of play with the kilowatt a little bit real quick right here. So right now what I've got is this thing plugged into the kilowatt on wall power. This is just an extension cord. So let's switch this to watts. We see this thing is turned on right now. We're only pulling 16 watts. So if I hit play, we see that now we are pulling, we had like a jump to 113 right there, but now we're coming down to like 90, getting into the 80s. And that's kind of what this thing is going to pull when we are playing a tape. And even if I try to stop it, you know, it's all about, yeah, a little higher, but you know, whatever. Pulls about 85 watts. And this is normal because what we've got here is the user manual. And in the back we have the specifications, and we see power consumption 115 watts max, which is exactly in line with what we just saw. So everything here is good, but just for fun, I want to now put the tape player on the dim bulb with the kilowatt, and I want to show you some stuff. So I never turned it off, the dim bulb was on, and since I just cut power, it just went back to volts. So real quick, let me turn this off. We're going to see our voltage go back to the wall, essentially. And if I turn this on, we see the voltage drop, because now we're pulling current. And if we hit play, we see the voltage go even lower, which is kind of interesting. And that's basically how the dim bulb works. It's a current limiting device, but it's also dropping the voltage, because we basically just put a resistor in series with this unit. So when this starts pulling current like this, the voltage drop changes. See, now we stop pulling so much current, voltage goes back up. Start pulling a lot of current, voltage goes down. And let's take a look at the wattage here. You know, we see 28.5 watts right now being pulled through this whole thing. When I turn that off, you know, pretty interesting. I guess what I'm trying to say is this is an example where the dim bulb lit up kind of bright. Yes, and that's because it's not a high enough wattage bulb to run this thing. So again, we've got 63 volts going through here. Let's put in a 200 watt bulb and see what that does real quick. Okay, so here's our 200 watt bulb. Let's put this in. Let me see, we're back. We've got our volts up here. Now let's hit play. See, now we've got 102 volts, or about 100, and this is enough voltage to actually allow this thing to actually play, right? We're allowing more current, more wattage, voltage, whatever, to get through this thing. Here we had like 20 some watts before, and now we've got 62 watts going through here, where when this thing has full voltage, if this were to get the full 120, we would have, you know, the 80 something we were seeing earlier. Alright, let's get back to me figuring out how you use this thing real time. Let's check our output here, I guess. Let's see if we have anything at the output. I will measure across this thing right here and the outside, which is ground. Okay, so we have 0 volts DC on the left and 0 volts DC on the right. Let's see if we have AC. There should be no signal at all. And there is, well, there was something there. Let's check here now. Anything? Nothing. Let's see. Okay, if we do fast forward, that spins. Maybe that is normal. I don't know. Let's do backwards. Seems to work. Let's go back to play. Okay. Well, now these are going, but that's really fast. It's almost as if we're fast forwarding. We pause. Play. I don't know, folks. Maybe this is normal. I guess I'll just plug this right into the wall and see if it blows a fuse or something. Okay, now we're right into the wall. We turn this on and let's hit play. And it seems to work. Let's stop. We can fast forward. We can rewind. And we can play. We can pause. We can play again. Not sure why these are now working when they didn't before. Maybe that's something to do with the dim bulb. Let's check our outputs again. Let's see what we have. In AC, we have nothing. Nothing at both channels. At DC, on the left. 8 millivolts, that's interesting, but I don't know. I would expect that to be 0. But I don't know what that's all about. So it would appear that we are safe to run this to a receiver. So I don't know. Let's try it. Okay, we've hooked this up to aux. Let's turn on our 2215B. Our volume is down. We are set to aux. Let's turn up our volume a little bit. Should I be scared? I don't know. Let's hit the play button. Okay, that's fine. Got some AC hum, that's normal. I see nothing wrong with this unit so far. Okay, I think I'm ready to play a tape. So I'm assuming this goes on here, like that. And I'm assuming the other tape goes here. And maybe some of you have noticed this. This has been on my bench for a few months now. I bought this on eBay for like $5 because apparently something's not right with it. I don't recall exactly what it is that's wrong, but I read the description and it's like apparently like part of the tape is cut or something. I don't know. So it looks like we just put this here, and then I don't know. I think I hook it in here somehow. All right. Yeah, I need the manual. I need a pictorial representation like this of how you run the tape. So it looks like you go under this and over the top of this. And then you go under the head. And then you run this under here. Yes, yep. And then you, I don't know. What do you do for this part? You just kind of put that there and hope it pulls it through. I put this in slot. I don't know what happens. Okay. It looks like that'll work. I'll hit the play button. That's a great noise. Well, that's really fast. Alright. Folks, how do I make it slow down? This is crazy. I can only imagine how hard some of you are laughing right now. This is wild to me. Yeah, I got it to work, right? It is indeed working. Well, okay, yep, now it's definitely Sergeant Pepper's. This is the pitch control. Why is it going so fast? Okay. Well, that button does something. This is definitely messed up. Okay, what's going on here? Let's go. Alright, the left side has it. And the right side has... I don't know what this is. Oh, this is... It's as if we're playing both sides of the tape or something right now. Alright, so that's interesting. Out of one channel, I've got the album playing from behind, and then the other channel, I've got the album playing forward. So I must have a setting wrong on here. What am I doing wrong here, folks? Why am I getting both sides of the tape playing right now? This is very trippy. Okay, I don't know how to make this not do both sides at the same time, so I'm gonna just rewind this at my own risk. What's about to happen here? Okay, yep. That happens. Cool. See, I don't know if this tape is completely messed up or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the tape that was created with this machine. We got some Bonnie Raitt, Boz Scaggs. We've got some stuff on here. So, let's do this. Lock in place, and then I can try to get this one to work. Let's see. We do that, and then we come around and put this into here, and we pull through a few turns by hand. And let's see what happens when we play this. Okay. We're getting there. All right. Okay, this works. This is definitely pulled off of an album. I can hear the pops and crackles. Okay, this is working great. If you know why I'm getting what I'm getting with this, Please feel free to comment with your theory. It says twin track mono tape record. Whatever that means. So we have track 1 and track 2. So it appeared I was playing both tracks at the same time, one forward and one reverse. Or is this the wrong type of player for this? I don't know. Let me know what you think. But this is working. Let's fast forward this tape. What else do we have on this tape? Yeah, that little sensor works. That's kind of cool. Or I have this wrong. Yeah, I have this wrong actually. I was supposed to go the other way around this. Maybe that's why it doesn't sound right. Yeah. Yeah, you can see what I did there. I did this wrong, so let's oh god. Oh god. Yep, definitely did that wrong. That's probably ruining the tape. Alright. It's kind of incredible how just that little bit can grab it. Alright, let's see if I ruined this tape. There we go. Play. I did not ruin the tape. And it doesn't sound any better. I do like that when you hit play after fast forwarding, like it kinda, it's fast forwarding and stuff, but like you hit play, and then it waits, and then it does it again. Okay, I don't know. As far as I can tell, this is working correctly. Feel a little bit of warmth right there. Let's go inside. Let's take a look inside and see if there's anything interesting to uncover here. I'll show you all inside here. It's pretty interesting. This thing's got a serious chassis. Look at that. It's like cast aluminum or something. Yeah, that's cast. Look at that. Look at that parting line. That's pretty nifty. So there's some serious money in this thing. There's our motor. That's just kind of spinning at all times. We've got the 2 reels there. Lots of wires. Lots of large capacitors too. I haven't studied the schematic in detail, but it looks like this is your power supply, which is pretty serious for just a tape player. And over here we've got stuff. I feel some heat coming in this general area, so that's what the power stuff is happening. You've got some board bolted to here too, like on the other side. This is a pretty serious piece of equipment here. I mean, it's even got a relay. Jeez, what does the relay do? Yeah, there it is. And there's the back of it, if I didn't show that already. I don't know. It seems to work. I don't really know what to do with it. Okay, everyone, I think I've figured out how this thing works, and I cannot find anything wrong with it. I thought it'd be fun to just kind of show myself figuring it out without actually reading the manual, and maybe that was entertaining to some of you, but I figure I might as well just address like some of the things I learned in case you were wondering like how this thing actually works and like what you would actually want to do. I also thought that this was going to be broken, and it turns out it's not, so I really have nothing to repair. It would be restoration at this point, and I don't really think I'm terribly interested in doing that since this seems to work. I honestly don't have much interest in getting into the reel-to-reel thing, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this just yet. So that being said, I want to wrap up the video by just showing you all of the things I learned and kind of walk through all of the weird little mistakes we saw. First of all, we saw the dim bulb thing. I kind of added that in right after it happened, so you understood that I was surprised by how much it was pulling, but turns out that was just completely normal. It does pull a bit. These are pretty big motors on here, and they've got some pretty massive resistors. Next thing I want to address is how to actually wrap the tape around this thing. Okay, so I've got this thing turned on, and I just want to walk through a few things that I missed. The very first thing I missed is these are little spring-loaded things where you can actually lock these reels onto the thing here. So another thing is this has one and this has two. So let's kind of get into that in just a second. So what you do is you throw this on here like so. Not there. Yeah, you get it to come through there. And then you pull this thing back and let that kind of snap in that way. So we're locked in. And that noise you were hearing earlier where it sounded like it was scraping metal on metal, that was this thing not fully on the axle here, and it was rubbing against the faceplate. Not good. So now let's return to putting a tape on. We're going to use the Sgt. Pepper's thing, and this says twin track mono, and I want to talk about that for a minute. So this is a stereo tape player. It is a 4-channel stereo tape player. So what that means is, and I'll actually show you in the user manual, I think I figured out why we were getting one side of the album in the correct order and the second side backwards from the opposite end. So let's look at this right here, tape tracks. So the RT-71 is a 4-track, 2-channel tape deck. And you can see here, the way these reel-to-reel tapes work, you've got 4 tracks on the tape, and the head will either move along tracks 1 and 3, which are your left 1 and right 1 stereo signals, or to move along tracks 2 and 4, which is your second side right and left channels. So what does that mean for us? With this mono tape here, what I think that means is track 1 is basically overlaid over both tracks 1 and 2, and then track 2 is overlaid over tracks 3 and 4 right here per se. So what's going to happen when you play this tape? Well, track 1 is going to be, you know, side 1 of the tape, but then track 3 is going to be looking at the other thing going the opposite way. So the way you counteract that is you go to your receiver, you set it to 1 channel. But then how do you listen to side 2? First, let's thread this tape in. So what you do is you kind of get some of this out here, and this is just extra tape right here for this very purpose of like getting it started. So you go underneath this guy here. This guy is spring-loaded, as you can see. You go under there. Then you're going to be going along your head here, but something very important we want to make sure we are working with is our auto stop right here. That's this little lever right here, the auto stop. Of course, when I go to shoot this, it starts working funny. So for my research, this is a common problem with these tape decks, is this auto stop thing right here. And mine was working, and it's supposed to work such that when I let this drop, it'll stop the machine. You can hear that little click when I force it down. But here's what we got to do. We need to make sure we're under that so that this can kind of come down when the tape is finished. So yeah, let's get under there, and now let's go through this guy right here. Then we're going to pull a little bit, come around to this reel, and then right here in this little circle here, we're going to kind of run the tape through there like so. And what that's going to do is it's going to catch it such that we can go like this and then keep rolling our tape along here. I probably left a little more than I needed to right here, but that's okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to turn on my receiver. You can't see that, but just trust me, it is on. So let's hit play. You can see how everything just kind of came up. We're against the head now, and we're going to get audio in just a minute here after we get through this white section of tape. So there we go. And if you know Sgt. Pepper's, we've got the back end of Day in the Life playing backwards, and then we have a little help with my friends playing correctly. So that's pretty goofy. But that's just the nature of this mono tape, I think, on this stereo deck. So how do you get to play A Day in the Life correctly, per se, right? So what we'll do here is we'll just kind of fast forward, and we're going to let this tape go all the way to the other end. And this is something you have to do on this RT701. There's another model of reel-to-reel in this family called the RT707. And what that model has is a reverse function, so you can actually play the tape the other way. Here we go. And there, the auto stop worked right there because we had the tape underneath this. And when that dropped, it automatically stopped everything. If you recall, there was a point where it was working kind of like this, just spinning freely like that. Don't want that. That's not good. So, anyways, if we had a 707, we could just flip the playback direction and listen to side 2. But we can't do that here with the 701. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at side 2. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to move it to over here. And let's take this loose end right here. Let's put that going through this way. Let's get this back on our reel here. Pull the lock. And then this thing actually says 1 and 2 also. You probably can't see it, but right here it says side number 1. And then on this piece it says side number 2 right here. So let's put that on there, side number 2. And we're going to do the same thing we did earlier, except we want to be a little more careful since we're going to put this on the storage reel per se. So there we are underneath the auto stop switch. We are over these guys like so. And now let's bring this around and get this in the little thing here that we need. Let's come around like this. It's a little long. Yeah, that should be okay. I'm going to carefully bring this around a few times such that it grips. I should be able to move this without it slipping, and I can. So that's great. So now let's hit the play button. And see, what's actually moving the tape here is this. This is the pinch roller. It's grabbing it along this rubber wheel right here. And these motors are just kind of moving at whatever speed they need to. They're just kind of, like I can stop this or do this. They're just kind of moving along, moving the tape as needed. So what do we got now? So yeah, we've got all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, right here we have With and Without You, first track on side 2, playing regularly out of the left channel. But on the right, we've got Mr. Kite playing backwards. So if I were to fast forward, like so, and there's, see, I should have done a better job with this end right here. Let's get to A Day in the Life, like I promised you. How about right there? There it is, playing in correct time, correct speed, not backwards. So there you go. That's kind of how this thing works. And then if we fast forward, since we are underneath our auto stop, we'll just roll the tape right back up if we're lucky. Yep, and there it stopped. And now I take this off and I put it back in the case. Very nice. And then of course this speed button, it didn't quite change the speed fast enough the very first time I pushed it, which is why it took me so long to figure out why everything was playing twice as fast. And in terms of recording, I don't have anything to test it with unless I recorded over, you know, this thing, but, you know, somebody already recorded on it. I don't know. I'll think about it. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of this reel-to-reel and watching me learn real time. I'm certainly thankful for getting the opportunity to play around with this thing and learn how exactly reel-to-reels work and what they're all about. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.